Hi there. We're back. I'm Shelley Darling. I'm with Nancy Chaconas, who is our featured artist and one of our featured artists for Love Lives Here, the Earth Edition. And hopefully you've seen the first few minutes of our first recording. And Nancy's now going to take us into this process of intuitive painting and really moving from what I'm understanding as the butterfly to the caterpillar, really meeting that place of within ourselves and having fun and having be playful. So we're back in Nancy's studio, and she's going to give us a little view and tell us what we're up to today.
All right. Thank you, Shelley. It's so fun. I love being in my studio because it reminds me of being a kid who found so much joy in the creative process. And it's so amazing that just doing this kind of painting brings back all of that joy and does connect me to nature. And so I'm so excited that I was able to put this art studio together, many of my mother's things that I brought from her art studio. And then I don't know if you can see this, but yes, there we go. So right outside the studio is a beautiful pepper tree. And this is the extension of my studio. It's going to be an outside studio so that I can gather people together and all of us play and do this kind of art together, because it's so well, like the butterfly. It's a metamorphosis, and that's the whole process that I'm going to take you through. I'll show you what an end result could look like. This is the first one I tried, and this is a beautiful butterfly, and it has the energy in it. I keep this one in my office because underneath what you see of the butterfly and these different layers upon layers upon layers are beautiful words. And this particular one I did in the early of the year, and it's all of my goals that I have for the year. So all of my dreams and goals are underneath it, and it holds the energy of that as I hang this on my wall in my office. And when I look at it, then I just feel the joy, and I feel as if all those things have already come to fruition. So this caterpillar has turned into a beautiful butterfly. So that's what I'm going to share with you, this simple process. And we'll start with the first step. So you can play along with me. If you don't have a canvas, you can get one and start with just canvas and some Sharpies or some kind of paint pens, and begin. And then tomorrow you'll be able to continue on. If you get some just plain acrylic paints, a few cheap paint brushes, that's all you're going to need. Glass of water, you'll be fine. So how to start is take a minute to think about what your goals and dreams are. Because there's so much energy in focusing on what you do want and thinking about it with such joy as if it's already happened. And that's what we're going to put down on this first layer, is actual words that you can actually write about what your goals or your dreams are. So, for example, you just write down, I'm going to put more joy. And you can use different colors because all this is going to be painted over. I want to finish my art studio. So go ahead and jot yours down, even if you don't have a canvas. Just jot them down, and then you can put them on the canvas as we go. Some other goals and dreams. I want to find a new purpose. Since I took care of my mom for so many years and dealing with her passing, I'm looking for, okay, what's next? What's my new purpose? What's my new passion? What do I want to give back to now? I'm just starting to have some more time, and I'm really wanting to just listen in to what it is that's calling me. I might say, what is calling me? I'm cleaning, and you could do them as desires. You could do them as affirmations to make it even more powerful. You could say, I am finding a new purpose. I am finishing my art studio garden. I am experiencing more joy in every minute. You know, what is calling me? That's just a question. I am clearing clutter. I am enjoying our mountain property with friends and family. And you can just continue. You can make, you can just put little hearts, or you can put a little picture of something. Because again, this is all going to be covered up. The whole idea is that you would not judge any of this, and you don't have to worry because it's all going to be covered up. So Shelley, tell us some things that I can add for you personally on my board here.
Oh, okay. I'm going to admit this to the whole community. Well, first of all, I was thinking about community, that, for me, it would be, being in relationship. Okay, I just got to go for this. All right. It's not going away. So being with a whole partner, WHOLE, someone that is really invested in his whole being, and and that really there's an equanimity to our relationship, and that there's a sense of earthiness and grounding and love of nature. So those, for me, the relationship piece is really coming in. I feel like I've done a lot of my work and I'm in service, and I would also put in an administrative director for good of the whole. And we're free to, Julie and I are, so I'm free to really bring forth my creativity, and not be stuck with and doing all the detail work and everything else. So,
well, great. Well, so I love it that you just are willing to put out like it is what you want, and that's the first step to having what you want. And just a little trick that I've learned from Law of Attraction is that if you're not 100% sure that you know what you want, you can focus very briefly on what you don't want for just a moment. Like, I don't want to be in all this mess of clutter and stuff that I have in my house. So then you go the other direction. So what do you want? So ask yourself, so what do you want? And then leave that contrast behind, but bless the contrast for being helpful to get you to some high clarity about what you really do want.
Right. So I know for the work in terms of heart resonance and mentoring, it's really about embracing your whole self. And I used to do, I still do, used to work, and it would be, consider this canvas the $1 million check to your dreams, to your visions, allowing yourself. To me, like, I know when I did it, and it was like allowing myself to let it loose. I'm not necessarily talking to anyone or telling anyone, but I'm going to let it loose. Be your wild self. Be your colorful self. Let it come out. So thanks, Nancy. And
yeah, I just want to share one more thing, is that all along the windowsills in my art studio, I have these pens out, and anybody that comes by either to visit that's a friend, or even workers in the yard, it's so fun because I'm asking them, what are your dreams and goals? And I'm having the most wonderful conversations. Sometimes they didn't even speak English and we did it in Spanish. And then they're writing in pen on my white windowsill. And when it's all filled up, I'm going to paint over it some fun, colorful things. But the energy of everybody that visited my studio and their dreams will be part of the energy of this building.
How inspiring, Nancy. That's so great. And what do people need to come back for the next day? What's the next step? Or do they need paints, or is this
enough? You could just get plain acrylic water-based paints, really cheap. Go to Michael's, get a little set, a couple of different colors, it's not really that big of a deal. And some cheap brushes, the cheaper the better. You can use a paper plate if you want to mix them on there. So you don't really need a lot of stuff.
Great.
Just very, very basic, because it's all about the process. It's all you really need is you. That's all you need.
And bringing you forth into the fullness of who you are. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.